This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the president and CEO of Almaden Minerals, Dr. Morgan Poliquin. Morgan, how are you today?
I'm great, thank you very much. And you?
I'm well. Thank you for asking. Listen, amongst the election chaos here in the U.S. and the coronavirus, the COVID-19 pandemic, and the resurgence of cases around the world, you had some pretty important news a week or so ago that I wanted to go over with you. Me being a non-geologist, I can absolutely still appreciate the exceptional exploration potential at the Ixtaca property. And so the main Ixtaca zone obviously is a robust project in its own, equal parts gold and silver, great economics tied to it. But the exploration potential often is, one, misunderstood, and two, definitely not talked about the way it deserves to be. I was encouraged to see that you have outlined a deep exploration target beneath the Ixtaca zone, and I was hoping that you could provide an overview of that target for the audience and for myself. I've been to the property, I'm familiar with it, but I know this is a target that you've long been excited about. Can you tell us why?
Thank you very much. Well, just to start off with, we've not been focused on exploration really since the discovery in 2010. This is an area where historically there hasn't been, the kind of mining you see in other parts of Mexico. It's what we call a new discovery. It's a new area where these vein systems have a habit of being fairly extensive in different parts of Mexico, and obviously we're hoping that this vein system that we found here is part of something larger. The focus since the discovery was on getting to feasibility level on the Ixtaca deposit, and now we're looking at these targets again. And you're right, they are exciting. We provided an image with the news release you referenced, and obviously there's holes that demonstrate that the structure continues, beneath the feasibility level pit, and that structure, we're really hopeful represents a deeper drill target. And there's different types of epithermal vein systems. There's some that have very limited vertical extent, and we see those in Nevada, and we see those in New Zealand and different places like that, associated with often different kind of volcanic rocks. In this case, we are in Mexico. We see a lot of vein systems that have silver, lead, zinc at depth, and more gold and silver near the surface. And so we're hopeful that we're more like those typical Mexican systems, and that this target is something that we can test soon. So it really is exciting to dust off the opportunities that the Ixtaca project represent.
Can you explain the importance of the swarm veins that you mentioned in the release?
Yeah, the main Ixtaca zone, which is really the focus of the known deposit, is hosted in a limestone unit, and it was a very brittle rock, we think, and so the vein, it's not a single vein, it's a zone of veining, and the zone we think is very readily defined, but the zone is comprised of a whole bunch of veins that branch and reconnect and are hosted in that limestone. So what we've noticed in the unit that would be the geologic unit that would be beneath that is this more shaly unit, which elsewhere on the project we see more discrete, focused veining. So while a vein swarm is wide and good if it's near surface, I think for the potential for lower cost open pit mining, at depth you want to see more focused veining. So that's kind of the idea here of our targeting.
Excellent. Morgan, obviously the $64 million question, when do you anticipate being able to test the target that we're so excited about?
Well, we're kind of, as we mentioned in an earlier news release, we're looking at other targets on the project as well, and we'd like to get a whole bunch of targets together and defined during the course of this year. And obviously, there's a lot of variables in place. But I hesitate to give a timeline right now, but we're doing everything we can to update people. We'd like to get all our targets defined before we start drilling.
Well, it's a good problem to have. There's many, many targets on the property. I'm excited, as I mentioned, to see them tested. I know we're awaiting permitting news and hoping that we hear something soon on that front. So a lot to look forward to here as we close out the year, right?
Well, thank you very much. We are really excited about getting back to the exploration game on the project. As I tried to explain, yes, we have a deposit that we're in the midst of permitting, on which we've done a feasibility study. But we also have kind of an exploration program that was sort of, I think it's fair to say, cut short because of our requirement to focus on developing the Ixtaka zone and the Ixtaka deposit. So, it really is exciting to open one's mind again to the possibilities. And we look forward to updating people as soon as we have something to report.
Morgan, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.